Alrighty, boys. So this season, we got the Devourer of Dreams version of the Makoto Yuki boss, aka the weak version of this fight. If you have A0 twins and wind, this guide is for you. I am running an A4 assist Yuki, but if you are A0, you can run this rotation as well. And without further ado, let's get straight into the guide. Yukiiii. Boys, I'm just going to say this again for those that didn't get it the first time, but PSA, even though I am using an A4 guild assist Yuki, A0 Yuki can still follow the same rotation. Okay, let's continue with the guide, y'all. Alrighty, fellas, so let's go ahead and show you the rev cards and the mindscapes for this team. Starting off with our main DPS, Makoto Yuki. So with Makoto Yuki, you're going to want the Hope and Ruin set. Here is his stats. Next is the mindscape. And now let's go ahead and show you the main strategists / supports, starting off with Twins. Twins, we're going to be running the Nativity and Power set. Here is their mindscape. And our secondary main strategist, Tempest, is going to be running Creation and Worry. Here is her mindscape. As for our navigator, it's going to be Anj. Anj is going to be running Hope and Labor. Here is her mindscape. Lastly, let's go ahead and talk about Wonder himself. So for the Wonder Dagger, you do have 3 options. If you aren't capped out on defense reduction, I recommend running R6 Arc Knife. If you are, R6 Ex Machina isn't half bad. Make sure you put Zhao Gongen as your starter. Now, the best dagger, if you are capped out on defense reduction, is going to be Purgatory. It's the Fire Amp Dagger. I'm going to be running this at R6 for today's guide. As for Wonder's personas, you're going to be running Dionysus with Revolution. Make sure you inherit Rebellion and Rakunda. We're going to be using Rakunda in this fight since we're going to take advantage of the 3-turn defense down during transitioning to weak phase. As for Zhao Gongen, we're going to be using his Exercising Flames. And lastly, we're going to be using Dominion for Cohesion to amp out Makoto Yuki's 2 double S3 turns with the Anj Rewind. And without further ado, let's get straight into the run. Yukiiii. Alrighty, fellas, let's go ahead and get started here. So if you are A1 twins, the rotation will look the same for now. You're going to go ahead and guard here. Wonder, we're going to go ahead and Zhao Gongen skill 1. The crit damage increase should be permanent throughout this whole entire fight. Don't worry. Tempest, we're going to go ahead and guard here. Same with Yuki, we are also going to guard. The goal for Yuki in this fight is to have full moon stacks and full moon with skill 3 during weak phase. Anyways, Anj is going to go ahead and skill 1. This is going to buff our party-wide damage as a whole. Perupe, whatever the heck her persona is called. Here, if you are A1 twins, you're going to go ahead and guard. If you're A0 like me, you're going to go ahead and skill 2. This is going to buff Yuki's pierce rate, helping us with our defense reduction cap. Okay, highlights up. You're going to go ahead and change to Dionysus. And you're going to go ahead and do his highlight, further amping the party-wide damage. We're going to go also Rakunda with Dionysus. The Rakunda will be active throughout the whole entire fight, so don't worry. Tempest now, we're going to go ahead and skill 3. Proc it onto Yuki, so he's the one getting the crit rate and crit damage increase. Alright, Yuki himself is also going to start acting. We're going to go ahead and skill 1. This should give us 3 moon phase stacks. And for the most part, in non-weak phase, we're just going to be spamming skill 1 throughout the whole fight with Yuki. But anyways, Anj is here. Let's go ahead and use her skill 3 with 12 stacks. This is going to amp up our pierce rate even more and our attack for the whole party. Okay, if you are A1 twins here, you can start acting, but if you're A0, go ahead and proc skill 1. This is going to amp our party-wide attack even more. Alrighty, Wonder is going to start preparing for weak phase, so let's go ahead and Rebellion onto Yuki, giving him the crit damage and the crit rate from Dio. Tempest is going to go ahead and do her party-wide attack proc with skill 2. Yuki, since I'm A2+, I auto-trigger S2. But if you're A0, you do nothing there. Here, we're going to start using Yuki's Theurgy to time for weak phase. So, go ahead and activate his Cadenza Theurgy. buffing up the whole party's damage. And we're not going to skill 3 here. We're just going to skill 1. We want to save skill 3 with full moon stacks and full moon for weak phase, for the final turn of weak phase. Alright, and now we're hitting weak phase, y'all. Okay, but first, let's go ahead and proc Anj. Anj, we're going to go ahead and do skill 1. This is going to give us a party-wide damage buff yet again. Okay, here let's go ahead and do the Twin Strategist highlight, increasing our party's attack. And you know what time it is, boys. Time for funny skill 3 button, Seisai no Jikanda. This will buff our crit damage for the next 2 turns. So you can do skill 3 here. Okay, Wonder himself. We're going to go ahead and Revolution with Dionysus. If you are at the crit rate cap, you do not need to do Revolution. In fact, you can do something else like a Tarukaja. But in this case, I only cap on crit rate with Revolution and Rebellion. So make sure you target Yuki while you do the Revolution. Tempest here, we're going to go ahead and skill 3 onto Yuki, reapplying the crit rate buff, the 15% crit rate buff and crit damage. And let's go ahead and check on our Yuki here. My Yuki, or in this case, Mr. Nombra's Yuki, is at around 107.4% crit rate. So it is now at the cap. If you are already at the cap prior to using Revolution with like Wind Vast skill 3, then I would suggest you do like a, Tarukaja on Dionysus instead. And of course you target Yuki with that. In any case, Yuki's going to go ahead and skill 1 again. We're going to postpone the skill 3 until the final turn to get maximum output. Alrighty. Final turn, boys. You know what that means? It is time for the capo. We're going to go ahead and the capo onto Yuki. And Anj is going to get to act again. Let's go ahead and skill 3 since we have 12 stacks. This is going to buff Yuki's pierce rate and attack, getting us closer to the defense reduction cap. Twins, we're going to go ahead and reapply skill 2. And Wonder, lastly, we're going to go ahead and change to Cohesion. I mean, Dominion, you know what I meant. And make sure you target Cohesion onto Yuki, so he's the one getting the 2 action damage amp. Okay, highlights back up again. Let's go ahead and use Tempest's highlight to buff Yuki's crit damage for some big PP damage this turn. Tempest is going to go ahead and, for the final time, reapply her skill 2, buffing up the party's attack. And if you are A2+, you're going to auto-cast skill 2. Alright, Yuki's going to go ahead and cast his assist here. Make sure to target himself, so he's the one getting the attack amp. Okay, Yuki has full moon stacks. Full moon phase at 4, and he also has full moon as well. So let's go ahead and Scarlet Hades here for some big PP damage. Bonk. Holy damage. Okay, Anj is back. Let's go ahead and abuse her one more time. Let's go ahead and use her skill 1. And this should give us a AoE party-wide damage increase. Alright, Yuki does have his second Theurgy up. We're going to go ahead and use the Fire Theurgy, since we already used Cadenza a couple turns earlier. And lastly, we're going to use his Scarlet Hades to end the fight. Big Fireball go brr. Holy damage. GG's, guys. GG's. 8.3 million on that last hit. Alrighty, fellas. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you do have any questions about this, leave it down in the comments below, and I will get to you as fast as I can. And if you really, really like this, maybe leave a like, a subscribe. We are on the road to 700 subs on YouTube, y'all. And do look forward to some future guides down the line for 5X. I really enjoy making content for this game, and I will be pumping out a couple of video essays down the line too. I want to start making character review videos, especially for my GOAT, Yuki. But yeah, leave a comment if, you thought this guide sucked or it was good. Let me know. Give me some feedback, y'all. And until the next time, y'all, deuces.